Barry Sanders, one of the most electrifying players ever to touch a football. In 1988, while playing for Oklahoma State University, Barry turned college football upside down. That season, he rushed for an unbelievable 2,628 yards and scored 39 touchdowns in just 11 games, a record-breaking performance that earned him the Heisman Trophy. His balance, vision, and explosive speed made defenders miss with ease. Every carry felt like magic in motion. When Barry joined the Detroit Lions in 1989, he wasted no time showing the NFL what greatness looked like. He was named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and over the next decade, he became the heart of Detroit football. Sanders earned 10 Pro Bowl selections, 6 first-team All-Pro honors, and led the league in rushing 4 times. In 1997, he reached his peak, rushing for 2,053 yards and sharing the NFL MVP award with Brett Favre. Fans couldn't believe how he made something as simple as a handoff look like art in motion. In 1999, at just 31 years old, Barry shocked the sports world by walking away from the game, retiring less than 1,500 yards short of the all-time rushing record. His final totals, 15,269 rushing yards and 99 touchdowns, secured his place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2004. Barry Sanders played with a quiet humility and unmatched grace. No showboating, no arrogance, just greatness, pure and simple. Roger Staubach, a name that stands for leadership, courage, and victory. In 1963, as a junior at the U.S. Naval Academy, Staubach won the Heisman Trophy after leading Navy to a 9-2 record and a number 2 national ranking. That season, he threw for over 1,700 yards, rushed for 372 more, and carried Navy to the Cotton Bowl, earning a reputation for poise beyond his years. But Staubach didn't head straight to the NFL. He first served 4 years of active duty in the U.S. Navy, including a tour in Vietnam. Only after completing his military commitment did he join the Dallas Cowboys in 1969, 6 years after winning the Heisman. Most thought the gap would slow him down. It didn't. By 1971, Roger Staubach became the starting quarterback and led Dallas to victory in Super Bowl VI, earning Super Bowl MVP honors. Known for his comeback magic, he guided the Cowboys to 2 Super Bowl titles, 6 Pro Bowls, and 23 fourth-quarter comebacks, earning nicknames like Captain Comeback and Captain America. Staubach retired after the 1979 season with over 22,700 passing yards, 153 touchdowns, and an unmatched record of leadership. Inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1985, he remains one of football's greatest examples of discipline, service, and success. Charles Woodson. In 1997, he made college football history. The Michigan star became the first primarily defensive player ever to win the Heisman Trophy, a feat that shocked the nation. That season, Woodson was everywhere, locking down receivers as a cornerback, returning punts for touchdowns, and even making plays on offense. His highlight reel interception against Ohio State sealed Michigan's undefeated season and its share of the national championship. When Woodson entered the NFL in 1998, the Oakland Raiders drafted him 4th overall. He didn't just live up to expectations, he shattered them. From his early years in Oakland to his dominant run with the Green Bay Packers, Woodson became the definition of a game-changer. In 2009, he was named NFL Defensive Player of the Year after recording 9 interceptions and 3 pick-sixes, a season that reminded everyone why quarterbacks feared throwing his way. 2 years later, he reached the pinnacle, helping the Packers win Super Bowl 45. Over 18 seasons, Woodson earned 9 Pro Bowl selections, 4 first-team All-Pro honors, and finished with 65 career interceptions, returning 11 of them for touchdowns. His leadership and intelligence made him one of the most respected players of his era. By the time he retired in 2015, Woodson had done it all: Heisman winner, Super Bowl champion, Defensive Player of the Year, and Pro Football Hall of Famer. By the way, I'm going to be posting a lot more interesting videos on the channel. I would greatly appreciate it if you could show your support by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Marcus Allen, the man who turned college football into a highlight reel of history. In 1981, as a senior at USC, Allen became the first player in NCAA history to rush for over 2,000 yards in a single season, finishing with 2,342 yards and 22 touchdowns. That record-breaking year earned him the Heisman Trophy, the Maxwell Award, and the Walter Camp Award. sealing his reputation as one of college football's greatest running backs. Drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders in 1982, Allen's transition to the NFL was immediate and explosive. In just his second season, he powered the Raiders to Super Bowl XVIII, where he delivered one of the most unforgettable plays in championship history, a 74-yard touchdown run, reversing field and outrunning the entire Washington defense. That run earned him Super Bowl MVP honors and secured a 38-9 victory for Los Angeles. In 1985, Marcus Allen was named NFL MVP after rushing for 1,759 yards and scoring 11 touchdowns. Smooth, patient, and unstoppable, he became the definition of balance and vision on the field. After a well-known feud with Raiders owner Al Davis, Allen revived his career with the Kansas City Chiefs in the early 1990s. Even in his 30s, he remained a force, becoming one of the league's most respected veterans and passing the 12,000-yard mark before retiring. When Marcus Allen hung up his cleats, his resume spoke volumes. NFL MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Heisman Trophy winner, Super Bowl champion, and Pro Football Hall of Famer, class of 2003. He remains the only player in history to achieve all 5 honors, a true symbol of excellence from college legend to NFL royalty. Earl Campbell. Known as the Tyler Rose, he wasn't just a running back, he was a force of nature. Born in Tyler, Texas, he rose from small-town roots to become one of the most dominant runners the game has ever seen. At the University of Texas, Campbell bulldozed his way into history. In 1977, he led the nation in rushing with 1,744 yards, scoring 18 touchdowns and earning the Heisman Trophy, the first Longhorn ever to win it. His punishing style made defenders look helpless, and his name became legendary across college football. In 1978, the Houston Oilers made him the #1 overall pick, and Campbell wasted no time announcing himself to the NFL. As a rookie, he rushed for 1,450 yards and 13 touchdowns, earning Offensive Rookie of the Year. But it was the next 3 seasons that defined him. From 1978 to 1980, Campbell captured 3 straight AP Offensive Player of the Year awards, led the league in rushing all 3 times, and in 1979 claimed the NFL MVP. His signature runs, like the 199-yard 4-touchdown game on Monday Night Football, became the stuff of legend. Campbell's style was brutal, pure power and heart, but it came with a cost. After years of carrying defenders on his back, injuries caught up to him. He was traded to the New Orleans Saints in 1984 and retired soon after, finishing with 9,407 rushing yards and 74 touchdowns. In 1991, Earl Campbell took his rightful place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. To this day, fans remember the sound of helmets clashing and crowds chanting, "Love Ya Blue." O.J. Simpson. Long before controversy surrounded his name, he was one of the most electrifying athletes America had ever seen. At the University of Southern California, Simpson was unstoppable, rushing for 1,880 yards and 23 touchdowns in 1968. That dominant season earned him the Heisman Trophy, confirming him as college football's brightest star. His explosive speed and effortless cuts made him a legend before he ever stepped onto an NFL field. Drafted first overall by the Buffalo Bills in 1969, Simpson took a few seasons to find his rhythm. But when he did, he changed the game forever. In 1973, the Juice became the first player in NFL history to rush for over 2,000 yards, finishing with 2,003 in just 14 games, a record-setting pace that still stands as one of the most remarkable feats in football history. That same year, he was named AP NFL MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Between 1972 and 1976, he led the league in rushing 4 times, was selected to 5 Pro Bowls, and earned 5 first-team All-Pro honors. When his career came to a close with the San Francisco 49ers, O.J. Simpson had amassed 11,236 rushing yards and 61 rushing touchdowns, achievements that earned him induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1985. His running style, smooth, powerful, and explosive, reshaped how fans saw the position. While his post-football life later became consumed by legal troubles, Simpson's on-field brilliance remains one of the most defining chapters in NFL history. Tony Dorsett, the name that redefined speed and grace on the football field. In 1976, at the University of Pittsburgh, Dorsett rushed for an incredible 2,150 yards, leading the Panthers to a 12-0 season and the national championship. That same year, he captured the Heisman Trophy, becoming one of college football's most unstoppable forces. In 1977, the Dallas Cowboys traded up to draft Dorsett second overall, and he wasted no time proving his worth. He became the first player in NFL history to rush for over 1,000 yards in a 14-game rookie season and was named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. His blazing speed helped Dallas win Super Bowl XII, where he scored a touchdown that sealed the championship. On January 3, 1983, Dorsett made history with a 99-yard touchdown run against the Minnesota Vikings, the longest possible run from scrimmage in NFL history. What's even more remarkable, he did it with only 10 men on the field. That record still stands today, shared only with Derrick Henry. Across his 12-year career with the Cowboys and Broncos, Dorsett rushed for 12,739 yards, scored 77 touchdowns, and earned 4 Pro Bowl selections. In 1994, he was inducted into both the College Football Hall of Fame and the Pro Football Hall of Fame, securing his place among the game's greatest. Tim Brown embodied a rare kind of greatness, silent, steady, and undeniable. In 1987, he made history, becoming the first wide receiver ever to win the Heisman Trophy. At Notre Dame, Brown didn't just play football, he transformed it. Every time he touched the ball, supporters held their breath, knowing something special was about to happen. At Notre Dame, Brown was unstoppable. In his senior year, he totaled over 1,800 all-purpose yards, dazzling the nation with his ability to score from anywhere on the field. Kick returns, deep routes, broken tackles, he did it all. His explosive speed and graceful control earned him college football's highest honor, forever changing how voters viewed wide receivers. Drafted 6th overall by the Los Angeles Raiders in 1988, Brown faced early adversity when a knee injury sidelined him for most of his rookie season. But he came back stronger and more determined. For the next 16 seasons, he became the face of the Raiders. He recorded 14,934 receiving yards and 100 touchdown catches, earning 9 Pro Bowl selections and a reputation for consistency, leadership, and unmatched reliability. His hands were steady, his routes were crisp, and his focus never wavered, no matter the score or the stadium. After closing his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Brown retired as one of the most productive wide receivers in NFL history. In 2015, his journey came full circle with induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Paul Hornung, known across America as the Golden Boy. In the 1950s and 60s, his name meant one thing: winning. From Notre Dame's Golden Dome to Green Bay's Tundra, Hornung built a career that defined football's golden era. In 1956, Hornung became the first, and still the only, Heisman Trophy winner from a losing team. Notre Dame went just 2-8, yet Hornung's brilliance stood out everywhere. He played quarterback, halfback, kicker, and safety, leading the team in scoring, passing, rushing, and even punting. That all-around ability made him one of the most complete players in college football history. Drafted 1st overall by the Green Bay Packers in 1957, Hornung became the engine of Vince Lombardi's offense. In 1960, he set an NFL record by scoring 176 points in 12 games, a mark that stood for over 46 years. A year later, he was named NFL MVP, and in the 1961 NFL championship game, Hornung scored 19 points, helping the Packers crush the Giants 37-0. Lombardi later called it the greatest performance ever by one man in a title game. But success came with controversy. In 1963, Hornung was suspended for gambling on NFL games, a scandal that rocked the league. He later said, "I made a terrible mistake." After serving his suspension, he returned to help Green Bay reclaim dominance, winning 4 NFL titles and sealing his redemption story. By the time he retired in 1967, Paul Hornung had become a Hall of Famer, a 4-time champion, and one of the most versatile players the game has ever seen. He could run, pass, kick, and lead, a true symbol of football's golden age. Lamar Jackson. From Louisville's rising star to the NFL's most explosive quarterback, his journey is one of belief, brilliance, and breaking every mold that stood in his way. In 2016, at just 19 years old, Jackson became the youngest player ever to win the Heisman Trophy, throwing for 3,543 yards, rushing for 1,571, and scoring 51 total touchdowns. He didn't just play football, he redefined it. But when draft night 2018 arrived, the confidence in him wasn't universal. 5 quarterbacks were selected before him, Critics said he should switch positions. Then came the Baltimore Ravens, who took a chance with the 32nd overall pick, a decision that would change the franchise forever. By 2019, Lamar Jackson became unstoppable. He led the league with 36 touchdown passes, rushed for 1,206 yards, the most ever by a quarterback, and guided Baltimore to a 14-2 record. He earned the AP NFL MVP, becoming only the second unanimous MVP in league history, joining Tom Brady. Fast forward to 2023, Lamar did it again. With Baltimore back atop the AFC, Jackson claimed his second NFL MVP award, securing 49 of 50 first-place votes. 2 MVPs before age 28, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, a style so unique that defensive coordinators still haven't solved him. Cam Newton rose through college football as an unstoppable force. In 2010, at Auburn University, Newton delivered one of the most dominant seasons in history, throwing for 2,854 yards, rushing for 1,473, and scoring a total of 50 touchdowns. He led Auburn to a perfect 14-0 record and a BCS national championship, claiming the Heisman Trophy overwhelmingly. It wasn't just a season. It was a showcase of raw power, precision, and poise. In 2011, the Carolina Panthers made him the #1 overall pick, and Newton wasted no time rewriting the record books. He became the first rookie in NFL history to pass for over 4,000 yards and rush for 14 touchdowns, earning the title of NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. His size, speed, and charisma gave birth to a new type of quarterback, one who could throw deep, bulldoze defenders and energize a city with one dab. Then came 2015, the year of Superman. Cam led Carolina to a 15-1 record, threw for 3,837 yards, rushed for 636, and accounted for 45 total touchdowns. He was named AP NFL MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, carrying the Panthers all the way to Super Bowl 50. His celebrations, confidence, and dominance made him a cultural icon, a player who made every touchdown feel like theater. But under the bright lights of Super Bowl 50, Newton's dream season hit a wall. The Denver Broncos defense shut him down, and the Panthers fell short. Injuries and tough seasons followed, including a brief stint with the New England Patriots. Yet Cam's impact never disappeared. Derrick Henry. The name alone brings images of power, speed, and unstoppable force. In 2015, the Alabama running back bulldozed through defenses, setting SEC records and winning the Heisman Trophy, college football's highest honor. But for many Heisman winners, the NFL can be unforgiving. Drafted by the Tennessee Titans in 2016, Henry took time to find his rhythm. But when he did, the league felt it. In 2019, he led the entire NFL in rushing yards and touchdowns. Then came 2020, his masterpiece, 2,027 rushing yards, becoming just the 8th player in history to pass the 2,000 mark. That season earned him the AP Offensive Player of the Year and his second straight rushing title. By 2024, Henry had joined the Baltimore Ravens, confirming that power doesn't fade with age. He became the only player in football history to rush for over 2,000 yards in high school, college, and the pros, a feat no one else has matched. With 5 Pro Bowl selections and over 11,400 career rushing yards, he entered 2025 as the NFL's active rushing leader. Derrick Henry isn't just a Heisman success, he's the embodiment of power, endurance, and will. From Tuscaloosa glory to NFL dominance, he showed the world that greatness is earned, never handed over. Let's hear from you. Who do you think had the most unforgettable Heisman to NFL journey? Please comment below. Jim Plunkett, a name that once echoed through college stadiums, and later, NFL history. From Heisman glory at Stanford in 1970 to 2 Super Bowl rings with the Raiders, his tale isn't just about winning, it's about surviving the game. At Stanford, Plunkett rewrote the record books, passing for 2,715 yards and 18 touchdowns in his senior season and leading the Cardinal to a Rose Bowl victory over Ohio State. That year, he became the first Latino quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy, earning national respect for both his arm and resilience. In 1971, the New England Patriots made him the #1 overall draft pick, but the early years were rough. The hits piled up, the team struggled, and injuries nearly ended his career. By the late 1970s, most teams had given up on him. But in 1980, fate gave Plunkett one more chance. When Raiders starter Dan Pastorini broke his leg, the veteran stepped in and never looked back. Plunkett led the Oakland Raiders to a shocking playoff run, capped by victory in Super Bowl 15, where he threw for 261 yards and 3 touchdowns, earning Super Bowl MVP honors and the NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. 3 years later, Plunkett did it again, guiding the Los Angeles Raiders to another title in Super Bowl 18, making him a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He retired with 25,882 passing yards and 164 touchdowns. Carson Palmer, the golden arm of USC. In 2002, he threw for 3,942 yards and 33 touchdowns, winning the Heisman Trophy and bringing the award back to Los Angeles for the first time since Marcus Allen in 1981. The Cincinnati Bengals made him the #1 overall pick in the 2003 NFL Draft, trusting him to restore a franchise that hadn't won in years. By 2005, Palmer delivered on every ounce of that promise. He led the Bengals to their first division title in 15 years, earning Pro Bowl honors with a 101.1 passer rating and over 3,800 yards. But fate struck hard. Just minutes into the playoffs, a devastating knee injury ended his season and changed everything. Many thought that was the end of his rise, but Palmer's journey was never about giving up. After surgeries and setbacks, he battled back, playing 9 more seasons and reinventing himself across 3 franchises: the Bengals, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. In 2015, with the Arizona Cardinals, Palmer reached his peak again. He passed for 4,671 yards, 35 touchdowns, and led the team to a 13-3 record and the NFC Championship game, 1 win away from the Super Bowl. That year, he earned another Pro Bowl selection and finished second in MVP voting. By the time he retired, Carson Palmer had thrown for more than 46,000 yards and 294 touchdowns, making him one of the most productive quarterbacks of his era, and confirmation that resilience can outlast injury, doubt, and time. Vinny Testaverde ruled college football in 1986 with a rocket arm and relentless poise. At the University of Miami, he threw for over 2,500 yards and 26 touchdowns, leading the Hurricanes to an undefeated regular season and earning the Heisman Trophy, along with the Maxwell, Walter Camp, and Davey O'Brien Awards, a clean sweep few have ever achieved. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers made Testaverde the first overall pick in the 1987 NFL Draft. But the NFL can be unforgiving. His early years were rocky: interceptions, injuries, and constant rebuilds. Yet Vinny's toughness and professionalism kept him standing tall in a league that often chews young quarterbacks apart. When he joined the Cleveland Browns, Vinny began to find rhythm. Then came 1996, a fresh start with the Baltimore Ravens, where he became the first starting quarterback in franchise history, throwing for over 4,100 yards and earning a Pro Bowl selection. But his true revival came with the New York Jets. In 1998, Testaverde threw 29 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions, leading New York to a 12-4 record and an appearance in the AFC Championship game. At 35, he made the Pro Bowl again, showing that age couldn't stop his arm or his leadership. Over 21 seasons, across 7 NFL teams, Testaverde passed for 46,233 yards and 275 touchdowns, ranking among the top 10 all-time when he retired. Eddie George was the strong and fearless running back who carried Ohio State to greatness in 1995. That year, he powered through defenses for 1,927 rushing yards and 24 touchdowns, earning the Heisman Trophy as the best player in college football. But Eddie's real test came when he stepped into the NFL, where toughness mattered every single play. In 1996, the Houston Oilers picked him in the first round. From the start, Eddie showed he was built different, running for 1,368 yards and 8 touchdowns as a rookie, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. When the team moved and became the Tennessee Titans, Eddie became their heart and soul. He was known for his strength, determination, and ability to keep going no matter how hard the hits came. Between 1996 and 2003, he never missed a game, not one. He rushed for over 10,000 yards, earned 4 Pro Bowl selections, and led the Titans to Super Bowl 34, where they came just 1 yard short of a championship. After football, Eddie kept inspiring others, earning a business degree, acting, and later becoming head coach at Tennessee State University. Ricky Williams, the unstoppable star from the University of Texas. In 1998, he rushed for over 2,100 yards and 27 touchdowns, shattering NCAA records and taking home the Heisman Trophy. By the end of his college career, Ricky had 6,279 rushing yards, the most in major college football history at the time. The New Orleans Saints wanted him so badly that head coach Mike Ditka traded the team's entire draft class just to pick him 5th overall. It was one of the boldest trades in NFL history, and all eyes were on Ricky. But his early years were uneven. Injuries and media pressure tested him, and he later found new life with the Miami Dolphins. In 2002, Ricky Williams exploded, rushing for 1,853 yards and leading the entire NFL. He made the Pro Bowl that year and proved he could carry a franchise on his back. But even with success, he struggled with fame and anxiety. In 2004, Ricky shocked the league by retiring suddenly, choosing peace over pressure. After a year away, he returned, still dominant. Ricky finished his NFL career with 10,009 rushing yards and 66 touchdowns, playing for the Saints, Dolphins, and Ravens. Doak Walker redefined what it meant to be a football star. He was a phenomenon in motion. At Southern Methodist University, he turned Saturdays into statewide celebrations. In 1948, Walker won the Heisman Trophy, leading SMU to a 9-1-1 season and becoming a national icon. His blend of power, precision, and poise made him the face of college football's golden era. The Detroit Lions drafted Walker in 1949, and instantly, he transformed their offense. Across 6 spectacular seasons, he earned 5 Pro Bowl selections, 4 All-Pro honors, and led the Lions to 2 NFL championships in 1952 and 1953. But Doak Walker wasn't just a halfback. He kicked field goals, returned punts, passed, and tackled, a true all-around athlete. In 1950, he led the league in scoring with 128 points, an incredible feat in that era. His versatility and accuracy turned tight games into victories. Walker retired young at just 28, walking away at the peak of his greatness. Yet his legacy only grew stronger. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1959 and the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1986. Today, his name lives on through the Doak Walker Award, given annually to college football's best running back. Desmond Howard brought energy, elegance, and electricity, turning college football into a highlight reel. In 1991, at the University of Michigan, Howard delivered one of the greatest seasons in college history, racking up 19 touchdown catches, 2 punt return scores, and over 2,100 all-purpose yards. That year, he struck the now famous Heisman pose after a 93-yard punt return against Ohio State, a moment forever etched in football history. He went on to win the Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, and Walter Camp Player of the Year, solidifying his status as college football's best. Howard was drafted 4th overall in the 1992 NFL Draft by Washington. Early years brought challenges. Adjusting to the pros wasn't easy, but his unique speed and return skills kept him valuable. After brief stops with Jacksonville and Oakland, he found his perfect fit with the Green Bay Packers in 1996. That season, Howard led the NFL in punt return yards, 875, and touchdowns, 3, becoming the league's most dangerous return man. Then came his defining moment. In Super Bowl 31, Howard exploded for 244 total return yards, including a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown against the New England Patriots, a play that sealed the Packers' 35-21 victory. He became the first and only special teams player to win Super Bowl MVP, etching his name in NFL history. Bo Jackson. He didn't just run, he changed what fast meant. The 1985 Heisman Trophy winner from Auburn turned every handoff into a highlight. That season, Bo rushed for 1,786 yards and 17 touchdowns, leading the Tigers to a 9-2 record and proving that power and speed could live in the same body. But Bo's career didn't stop in college. After being drafted by the Los Angeles Raiders in 1987, while also starring for the Kansas City Royals in Major League Baseball, he became the rare athlete who conquered 2 professional sports at once. In just 4 NFL seasons, Bo averaged an elite 5.4 yards per carry, a mark few running backs in history have matched. His most iconic game came in 1987, when he bulldozed Seattle for 221 rushing yards on Monday Night Football, including that unforgettable 91-yard touchdown run that left defenders gasping. By 1990, he was a Pro Bowler, balancing NFL Sundays with MLB home runs. Bo Knows wasn't just a slogan, it was a movement. Yet, in January 1991, during a Raiders playoff game, tragedy struck. A devastating hip injury ended his NFL career at its peak. Even with just 38 NFL games, Bo Jackson's impact was timeless. If you enjoyed this video, I'll be posting many more interesting videos on the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Thank you very much.